Terry Burchell. Quilts of Valor. She is up in, they meet the second Saturday in Port Orange. It's one of those peaks, Port Orange. And they sew for the veterans. And I have always wanted to get involved in Quilts of Valor, but I work full time and it's really been hard. So I'm looking forward to getting involved in the future, and retirement is just around the corner. So I'm excited that Terry is here. I loved her at a few of the shows. Please come and speak. She has a couple of books. The new one, which they were selling at the AQS show, they're $25 each. And then this is the new one. And the patterns are in here. So if you're going to be making Quilts of Valor quilts, there's a lot of the patterns, and they're made by some of the famous quilters. So, and then this one is the original book, and I didn't have it, so I bought it tonight. So after Terry speaks and before Nanette makes a presentation, you can come up and get a book and look at stuff and get some information. And Nanette is going to make a quick presentation on quilting appraisal. We, as you know, went to Paducah last April, and she took classes all week long, and I was there all alone. But I found Jean Roth and her sister, so I hung out with them. We're already supported. Yeah, I drove her every morning. One morning I was sick, and I just put my glasses on and dropped her off, but we had fun. So she's finished all the classes. She's going to take them again, but she's starting to do appraisals. And in order to get certified, you have to have some appraisals under your belt. And so she's going to speak about the appraisal journey, and also we're going to talk about getting involved in doing quilt documentation. I know we did that in Colorado when I was there, and so we're getting more information and how we can provide that to the community and charge a small fee and just educate other quilters about documenting their quilts. So there we go. Terry, you take it away.
For inviting me here in Fairfield. It's an honor to be here tonight. Have you all heard of the Quilts of Valor Foundation? Thank you. So you know the mission. Our mission is to cover our veterans who have been touched by war. And I know some say touched by war. Some feel that you have to have gone to war. No, you took the oath to defend our country. That's touched by war. So any veteran, service member, active member is eligible to get one of these quilts. How do you do that? You just get on the Quilts of Valor website page, qovf.org, and nominate. Get on and nominate any veteran in any of our states. You get on there, nominate them, and it will go to the state coordinator of that state, of where that veteran lives. So I have been doing this for 10 years. This is going on my 11th year. I started in Arizona as the state coordinator there for 2 years. Then I came over here and they didn't have a state coordinator. I said, sign me up. So I've been doing it for 8 years, and I stepped down as of December 31st. 10 years to one foundation volunteer, and I felt like it was time to pass it on to the next one. And you have a really awesome state coordinator. I trained her last year as district coordinator. She's a 27-year Air Force veteran. Florida's in good hands. When I started 8 years ago, we had 3 group leaders, registered groups here. We now have 37 groups. So Florida's doing good. But as you know, Florida, California, and Texas are our biggest states where veterans come and retire. So we have a lot of nominations that come in. So I'm here tonight just to share a little bit of what we do, share a few of our quilts. Mostly they're red, white, and blue. Beautiful quilts, not any two quilts, even if it's patterned the same, ever come out the same. Like, even though the pattern's the same, the quilt itself never looks the same. It's just, every quilt is so unique. So I'm just here to share that with you. So if you know, it started back in 2003, I'll just say real quickly, by Catherine Roberts. She's our founder. She's an Army mother, quilter, and she was a nurse. And that was her dream. She had a vision. She literally had a dream one night because in 2003 we were sending our soldiers home on medvacs with no arms and legs. And her vision was to get our veterans, our soldiers, injured soldiers, wrapped in a patriotic quilt, something that was tangible gift to let them know that we cared about them. And so every one of them that we do, we like to wrap them and let them know how much we care about them. As quilters, you know, we believe quilts equal healing. And there's so many testimonies out there of veterans that have received these quilts, and they have tears in their eyes. They're just so thankful that we make these. So it's a passion I have. I'll probably do Quilts of Valor for the rest of my life. I love it. Even though I'm not your state coordinator, I'm still your Volusia County coordinator here. So we meet once a month. It's the second Saturday of the month at the Port Orange American Legion. Sharon is one that's helping me a lot. So if any of you are interested in helping us, talk to Sharon. She can give you the information, okay? We'd love to have any of you come and help in any way. I have a APQS long arm quilting machine, so I do a lot of the long arm, piece it once a month, and I bring them home, quilt them, and then I send them out to binders. It's just a team effort. And then we award. I will say here in Volusia County, in Daytona Beach alone, I'm just swamped. Like now I have 40 veterans that I don't have quilts for. This is what I have in my home right now, 3 quilts. They're waiting. I mean, that's the issue we have right now, is we have more nominations than we have quilts. So, and as you know, we have the Purple Heart recipient organization, and we have a lot of the Vietnam War veterans here. And so my heart, my goal is just to get as many of these veterans that we can awarded. That's pretty much it. Up to date, we've awarded close to 400,000 quilts of valor. Now that's just the ones that people go in on the website and record. A side note, I'm sure it's over 600,000 that we've awarded that's not been recorded. We just awarded a lot of quilts. So you just stop and think over 400,000 veterans have been received a quilt of valor. It's amazing that just from one woman's dream and starting in one little guild, and it's spread to another state, and now we're doing it all, all over. It's amazing. Our quilts, we recommend them to be 60 by 80. We want them to be able to wrap around a veteran, but they can be as small as 55 by 60. I don't recommend that. Years ago, when I started 10 years ago, and we had a lot of the World War II veterans, we could award 55 by 60, but you cannot wrap a Vietnam War veteran in a 55 by 60 quilt. And as you all know, 55 by 60 quilt, when you wash it, it shrinks. So it really isn't a 55, it's more like a 51, 52 quilt. So I recommend 60 by 80, and a lot of our patterns out there are about around that size, okay? Quilt of Valor, we do have a standard of excellence. We don't accept tied quilts. They have to be long arm or freehand. And the binding has to be double, folded. And you can machine stitch them. I'm still old school and like the hand stitching, because that's like my favorite part of the whole quilt, sitting there, hand stitching it. So, sure.
In the book, do we create our own labels for you, or once you get it,
No.
do you have labels?
Okay, that's another thing. You can become a member. I mean, anyone can make a Quilts of Valor quilt. You do not have to be a member to do that. But if you become a member and get on the website, become a member, you can become an individual member, or you can become a member of our Volusia County. There's benefits to that. And one of the benefits is you can get on, there's a member page, and you can click on there and you can get all the information, but you can get Quilts of Valor labels. And I will say, a Quilts of Valor quilt is, to be a Quilts of Valor quilt and awarded, it has to be nominated on the website and reported on the website, because we have a system where these quilts have to be put in. They have to have a number. And they have to have a Quilts of Valor label on them to be called a Quilts of Valor quilt.
So I was telling you about my brother-in-law. So
Right.
Could you tell them how you're going through Volusia and he's with the city of Daytona.
Yeah.
But anyways, my brother-in-law, and I did put it on our Facebook page a few months ago. I'm not even sure when it was, but it wasn't that long ago. And I believe it was you, if you were going through the city of Daytona. He must have been nominated, and they came to the workplace. He's the city planner there, and they awarded a couple Quilts of Valor to the guys working there, and I guess Amanda was in there too, that were veterans. And right after he got it, I mean, I get a phone call. He comes over, with my sister. He's so excited, showing it to me. The label is personalized to the person. He asked me how I displayed them. He went home. He made a special quilt hanger. He's got it hung in such a way that you can see half of it, and the corner is tilted up so you can see the label. And it meant so much to him. So
They're very proud of the quilts. I wish I had time to show you pictures. I mean, if you get on the Florida Facebook page, Florida Quilts of Valor Facebook page, you'll see stories just of Florida. Or you can get on the National Florida Quilts of Valor Foundation page. But there's just so many stories out there and pictures of, like a wife one time sent me a picture. She said, I just want you to see what my husband's doing in his quilt. He was taking a nap on the couch with his Quilts of Valor quilt on. And it just brings tears to your eyes. You see that they're using these quilts. Now, some of the veterans, like I awarded Congressman Michael Waltz a couple of years ago at the IPQS show. His is hanging in DC. You know, some of them don't want to use, they want to hang them, and that's fine. But they're very proud of these quilts, and it means a lot, like testimonies that get on I encourage you to get on the Florida Quilts of Valor Facebook page and see the stories. It's just amazing. Very, very amazing. Yeah, so the 40 quilts. Yep. The 40 quilts that I'm waiting for right now are for the Daytona Beach city officials that we're trying to get awarded.
Yeah, they're gonna hold it up and I'll take a picture.
Okay, so this is one that I had made a while ago for, it was a mystery quilt. And there's a mistake in it. Try to find it.
Oh my gosh, just
Try to find it. I know we don't, but I have to, I'm my worst risk.
That's right.
I'm going to try it right now. See?
Good.
I can't even find it.
That's beautiful.
So there's something we want to do with Moda and Wells from this fabric with dots, so we're like, okay, let's.
Now
There always stars, you know, so we want something different.
is that pattern in the book?
Okay, that's another thing. If you remember, you can get on the website, and Quilts of Valor website, and there's a lot of free patterns on there. I believe that one's on there. We have like mystery quilts a couple times a year they'll send out. There's some,
So you don't have to be able to go to a meeting, you just do it, picture it.
Is there a fee to join, or how do you?
There
join?
is. I believe it's still 15. They're changing their prices, and for like a group member it was 15, individual was like 20. But I believe they're changing some of those policies right now. But if you get on the website, you'll see under policies, you'll see, you just get on there and click on members and have it.
So Terry,
Yes?
another thing about the website too is if you would like to assist with purchasing fabric and stuff, there is a place you can make a donation to Quilts of Valor.
Right.
A general, or you can make it very specific to Volusia County as well. And it is a 501c3.
I remember years ago when I started, we didn't have a lot of major other fabrics, like Jenny Doan, Mr. Quilt Company started. There's a lot of companies now that specifically make fabric just for Quilts of Valor. It's so encouraging to see over the years how fabric companies have come rally behind us. We're 11 nationwide. We're about 11,000 strong members. That's an artist, right?
Yeah, we were saying, I was saying the gold, she goes,
I miss that fabric. That was years ago. What did we have for oh, we just that's not a low value thing. No, just stars and stripes. I made that. No, not always. Because if it's a Quilts of Valor quote, it has to say Quilts of Valor on. Yep. So she shared. Yes.
giving these away.
Yeah. Someday that may go. So she shared with you that one. That's 25 packages. That one just came out last fall. And it's all like quilters, famous quilters, and some Quilts of Valor. Now the one, you can make up your own fabric. And they don't have to be red, white, blue, red, white, blue. Like there's times when we'll make a quilt that they were a golfer or something. They might want to have a golf pattern. It does not have to be red, white, blue. But the majority of our veterans and military members, they want red. This is the first pattern book that came out years ago. And it was a contest, so it represents 50 states. There's 50 quilts in there from every state. So we had to send in quilts. And I sent in quilts, and it got down to 3, and ended up being the one chosen for state of Florida. It's in there, so. It's a Judy Newliner 8-piece. I saw it, and when I saw it, it was all like funky colors, and I'm like, why couldn't you do that in red, white, and blue? So this is what I came up with. And I did it all in batiks. And batiks were so hard, reds were so hard to find because it was like, they're all orange. There's so many shades of red. Bird's nest. Do you remember bird's nest? That's where I found all my batiks at the time. I found every one of my batiks. And so when I quilted it, I didn't want to take away from it. I didn't want to take away from it.
Oh, let me get a picture of that label.
Yeah, that's a cool job.
That's cool.
Yep. So on the website, when you're a member, you can get on there and get a discount to order these, and you get like a sheet of them. You get a good 40 cash, 40 Not everybody can use that, but you can, when you're a member, you can go in and download it onto your computer, or if you want to print it off and monogram on a label or a shirt. Yeah, you have that right. So that's basically what it's all about. I welcome any quilters, long armors, if you want to help us. It's amazing when you go see one of these veterans awarded. It just, I retired, heard about Quilts of Valor, retired, and I moved to Arizona and found a state coordinator 10 minutes from me, and I went to a sew day and I was hooked. And I haven't stopped, and I never will stop making these quilts. I love what I do. So thank you for having me come.
So when you come up here, do you take Apple Pay or
With
credit cards or?
I can't do credit cards, no, or Apple Pay, so I could only do a check or cash, I guess. Or the 24.99, I don't get people. There's no tax on it. Or you can get on the website, buy one. Okay, that's another way you can do it, okay? 15 of them on doll, 15 of them. National, and the other 20. It's pretty, it used to be all nonprofit, but then, you know, a few years ago, we had to start paying our elected staff. So, not all. Basically, it's all volunteer. Any other questions? Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, I got 5 right now, but I'll take.
Oh, can you guys come hold that again so that way?
You know what I'm gonna do with these? Is there 2 here? I need to for July. It's the first Sunday in July.
Is that big enough?
There's 5 that I have. Yes, because well, I'm measuring 4. Okay.
And that,
Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do, because these are going, I have 5 veterans that I have to get awarded in American Legion, but one is very, very feeble. So
that's a perfect size for wheelchairs or sitting in a lounge or something else.
yes, yes. Well, I needed 2 more, and I've been stressed. Like I'm gonna take Sharon gave me 2 tops.
I went to what I had done, one was too small, but these 2 were.
This is a great
So,
size, yeah.
Thank you, Linda.
Sharon is like the wide grade. That's like the Alvin.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Yeah.
They'll go to veterans at the Port Orange American Legion.
Perfect.
That's where they're gonna go. Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Good job. I love that pattern.
And real quickly, I'll show you, this is what Sharon does, like, she's like a little sewing fairy at home, I know you are. You know that. Yes, you are. Because
Well,
she'll
Sharon,
bring me,
come up here
she'll
so I
bring
can take
me
a picture
a
with you.
top and, she'll bring me a top and a vacuum. And another thing, Helen over in Tampa Bay, they do amazing things for us. They give us, like, we can get a roll, it'll do like 15 quilts, we students will. I'll send pictures to someone, maybe you.
Yeah.
When I get
I
these
put it
recordings,
on-
I always like to let people, I always think it's, I feel it's important for quilters to see where they're going with the work.
By the way, Facebook page is
Thank you.
there, so that, you help them. Yeah.
It's changed so much.
Well, ours was originally kind of set up that way, and now it's like 900 members, so it's hard to do anything that's, yeah. And so we're going. Okay. Thank you. All right, do we want to give anybody a chance to get books or whatever now? Because she wants to get going. And then she's going to talk to it.
And if you don't, you can just get on the website, so, or use that QR code. Yeah, I don't drive well after dark.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and you can help her get her stuff in the back if somebody wants to buy something from the back. Well,